So our Halloween practice. I guess today, maybe our Halloween practice, we need to, are we going to banish all the evil spirits that may be in sort of surrounding us? So let's come to our seated mountain pose. And as we often do, we start our practice by finding our connection, our connection to the chair, our connection to the floor, and we find the strength and stability that comes from those connections. We feel a balance between the left and right sides of our body. And we build that balance by equalizing the weight on the right and the left sit bones. We establish the pattern of breath that is going to carry us throughout our practice today. Breathing into the belly. And feeling the belly expand as we inhale and contract back towards the spine as we exhale. Observe the breath and see if it's moving smoothly throughout the cycle of inhale and exhale. And during our practice today, let's pay particular attention to the exhale breath and drawing the belly as strongly back towards the spine as we can to completely empty the lungs as we exhale. And by emptying the lungs as completely as we can, making more room for a greater volume of air to enter the lungs when we inhale. Let's even out the flow of the breath now using your own count to find the appropriate rhythm for the breath. And once you found that even flow of the breath, that matching of the length of the inhale to the exhale, can you extend your exhale breath to 50% longer to 100% longer than your inhale breath? One more complete round of the breath. And again, come back to the front of your chair And just recheck your your seated mountain pose, making sure that the foundation for the upper body is the left and right sit bone, and the foundation for the lower body is the feet. Take a look down at the feet. Draw that line from the base of the second toe to the center of the ankle. Bring that line roughly parallel on the right and left foot, and then continue that line up through the center of the knees, right up to the head of the hip bone, where the hip bone enters the hip socket. Feel the weight of the upper body moving down into the sit bones, rebounding up through the pelvis, through the sacrum, through the spine to the top of the head. Let each inhale breath lift the top of your head towards the ceiling as you exhale completely. Draw the shoulder blades slightly back and down towards the waist. So think of that point of the lower edge of the collarbones, that triangular point, drawing down towards the waist. Continue to breathe here. And let's take the arms to the side of the body. Draw this again, just check on the positioning of the shoulder blades. Lift the arms overhead with an inhale breath. And as we exhale, draw the hands back to heart center. Inhale, up. Exhale, back to heart center. And once more, this time when we inhale up, grasp, interlace the fingers, hug the biceps into the ears. So the biceps are hugging in, but the shoulder blades are drawing down the back. Keep lifting up and out, and exhale, arc towards the right side. Keep pressing the left sit bone down into the chair as we arc left, and feel the stretch all the way down the left side of the body. Inhale through center and then exhale towards the left side. So concentrating on that, extending all the muscles down the right side of the body as much as you can by stretching the shoulder blades up and pressing the head of the pelvis down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bring the hands either onto the floor or your blocks, and let the ribs rest on the thighs. Expand the belly and the lower ribs into the thighs, and feel that a slight movement in the lower back, just below the ribs in the area of the kidneys, the liver, the adrenal glands. Let your next inhale carry you all the way up. At the end of their inhale, our hands meet overhead, and take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist ourselves around and look right. Draw that right shoulder back. Keep the shoulders moving in towards the spine as we lift the top of the head towards the ceiling and twist our body towards the right side. Inhale here. And exhale. Let's take 3 more complete breaths in our twist. Two. And 3. At the end of our exhale, take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Bring the right hand or the left hand in onto the chair and bring the left arm as close to the spine as you can and rotate towards the right side or left side, rotating left. Breathe here. And 3 more full rounds of the breath. 2 and 3. At the end of the exhale, come back to center, bring the hands onto the thighs. Inhale, lift the sternum for the cow part of our seated cat-cow. And then exhale, round the spine gently back towards the back of the chair, completing that range of motion in our spine, moving the spine in 6 directions. 2. And trying to be aware of each 3 vertebrae moving over the next, except if they're locked in place. 4 and 5. At the end of our 5th, come back to our seated mountain pose. Try and establish that neutral spine. Let's now warm up, continue our work on the spine by warming up the neck just a bit more. So drop the chin on your exhale breath into the notch of the collarbones for 1, 2, and take a full long breath for this movement. 3, 4, and 5. Come back to our neutral spine. And now take the chin over to the right shoulder. Drop the chin, come across the front of the chest to the left shoulder and up. And then exhale, go through center, and inhale, come up on the right side for 1. 2. 2 or 3. 4. And 5. Come back to center. Interlace the fingers. Let's take the hand behind the head. Draw the shoulder blades back and press the head into the interlaced fingers, the resistance of the interlaced fingers to strengthen the back of the neck. Let's release the left hand to the floor. Take the right fingertips above the left ear. Make sure the neck is in line with the spine, and gently let the right ear go towards the right shoulder while reaching the left fingertips down towards the floor. And breathe here. Bring the head back to center, turn the head towards the right side, and now move the hand from above the ear to behind the head. And again, gently let the weight of the hand stretch out the back of the neck. Inhale, come back to center. Let's now take the fingertips of the left hand above the right ear and draw the left shoulder down towards the right ear, or sorry, left ear to left shoulder, left hand just above the right ear. Keep this neck in line with the spine. And again, if you notice you're pulling on the head, let go of that pull. Keep reaching the right fingertips down towards the floor. Come back to center, turn the head sort of about midpoint between middle and the shoulder. Bring the hand to the back of the head. And again, with that gentle pressure, stretch out the muscles of the back of the neck. Inhale, come back to center, center the head. And if you have your therapy balls handy, or just use your fingers, just work on those muscles. Use the ball or your fingers to just work on those muscles at the top of the neck, or the top that run along the top of the shoulders. So reaching across. Stop, concentrate on a spot that might feel particularly tender, or a bit ropey, a bit sore. And then let's switch, move over to the opposite side, and just compare the left and right sides and notice which side maybe feels a bit more tight. Let's complete our work on the neck by moving from one ball. So interlace the fingers and take both balls into the hands. So sort of cradling the balls in your hands like that. Like that. And let's take the two balls behind the neck, just below the occipital ridge, that bony ridge at the back of the skull, and just you move the head and the balls to get into that upper region of the muscles in the neck. And then you can also go back and forth. And for those of you that want to get down on the floor, this is a great way. You can use your two balls tied up in a sock, or in the little net container they come in, and just allow yourself, and you can spend some time here on the floor with the ball behind the balls behind the neck, and it will help release some of those balls or this tension in the neck. Let's set the balls aside for the moment and come back to our seated mountain pose. Now interlace the fingers once more, and let's stretch the hands out towards the camera. So stretching out the forearm, the wrist, working on that range of motion of the wrists. And remember too, we can, first of all, let the shoulder blades slide off, and then pull the shoulder blades back together, mid-back, and release the arms down towards the side. With the arms at the side, let's reach the left hand up and over across the body, first to the right, so left to right, and then go right to left. And let's go again, reaching, feeling elongation of all the muscles along the side of the body where you're stretching out. And let's go 4, 4, and 5, and 5, and come back to center. Give the shoulders a roll through the full range of motion. So bringing the shoulders forward, straight up, straight back, and down. Shoulders up, forward, up, back, and glide down. Forward, up, back, and glide down. Let's just bring a little motion again, continue working sort of down. Let's bring a little motion to the mid body by wrapping the fingers around the lowest ribs, stacking the spine, and then glide the lowest ribs to the right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Once more to the right, once more to the left, and come back to center. Take a big inhale, fill the lungs, expand the belly, and then exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Once again, we'll interlace the fingers around the right thigh, drawing that right, or no, around the right shin. And if it is too much, you can always bring the fingers behind the right thigh. Flex, point the toes towards the floor, and then flex the feet, the toes in towards the shin. So point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and point, and flex. Circle one direction, and then circle in the opposite direction. Take the hands onto the knee and begin to circle the knee through the range of motion. And if you want to get a little more fancy, try making it a figure 8 movement. Stop, and then reverse the direction you're moving that from. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the right foot, the edge of the right foot onto the floor, and let that right knee open out to the side so the sole of the foot is perpendicular to the floor, and let that leg open out gently towards the side. Breathe here, and you might even take both hands, wrap them around the thigh, and sort of spin the thigh slightly outward to get it. So this is when I talk about an outward rotation of the thigh muscles, this is what I'm meaning, sort of taking that, spinning those muscles around. So that inner right thigh is coming up and going out. Use the right hand behind the right knee to lift the right knee into center. Let's come over to the left side now. Non-dominant interlace of our fingers. Draw the knee in, or the shin. Use the fingertips around the shin to draw the knee in towards the left shoulder. Flex and point the toes for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And circle in one direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the opposite direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now bring the hand up onto the knee and we'll make that figure 8 or a circle. First in one direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now go in the opposite direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the sole of the left foot perpendicular to the floor and come up, bring that onto the edge of the sole or of the edge of the right foot. Let that left knee open out towards the side. Breathe here. Stretch the spine up. And now use the left hand to draw the left knee back to center. Let's either shift to the side of your chair and turn and bring the left thigh onto the chair. Let that right leg be free on the outside. Bring the knee below the hip. Perhaps use the hand on the waist to roll the hip slightly forward as we press the toes in and stretch out the bottom of the right foot. Now flip onto the toes. I have the advantage here of being on some carpet, so it's a little easier for me. If this would be a good one to either make sure your foot is on the your mat or use a blanket or something underneath the foot to just cushion the top of the foot, and let's stretch out the front of the ankle going on the right side. Breathe here and perhaps lift one arm overhead and maybe both arms if you're feeling stable on the chair. Bring the hands to the back of the chair. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left thigh or to the back of the chair. And use the belly, use the strength of the core muscles to lift and turn you towards the back of the chair. Release your hands from the holding for the back of the chair for a moment, just to make sure the hands are only stabilizing you and you're using the core muscles to twist you towards the seat of the chair. Exhale, come back through center, draw that leg in, and let's turn ourselves now and bring the other thigh across the seat of the chair. Bring the knee underneath the outside hip, curl the toes under, press back. Breathe here. And then flip the toes now so we're on the top of the foot. Roll the hip forward slightly. Maybe lift one arm. And if it's appropriate, follow with the second arm. Release one arm, release the other arm. Draw that outside leg in, and let's come back to center. Establish our seated mountain pose. Breathe here. Take one more full round of the breath. And we're going to do some of the chair crunches for a little bit of core work here before we come up and do some standing work. So sitting in our chair, or if you're choosing to practice on the floor, you can just be laying on the floor with the knees bent. And let's either cross the hands, or if you want to up our challenge a little bit today on our crunches, take your weights either one or both. Inhale here, exhale, and let's inhale, angle the body towards the back of the chair. Use the core muscles to lift yourself up to vertical, and you can even go into a slight forward fold with the weights. Inhale, come back for 2, exhale up for 2. Inhale back for 3. Exhale forward for 3. Inhale. 4. 5. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10. 11. 11. And 12. And 12. And come back to a neutral spine. Let's just take the weights to the side for a moment. And either with or without weights, roll the shoulders for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So whatever cross of the arms you used first, let's reverse that cross. And either, again, just clasping opposite shoulders or using the weights. And you can also increase the challenge by sliding the feet slightly further forward. Inhale, remembering we're using our core muscles to lift and lower us. So the back is staying relatively stable and straight as we do this work. Inhale back for 1. Exhale forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 11. And 12. Let's just take the weights to the side for a moment. Roll the weights around. Or roll the shoulders. And either take one weight between the hands or your block. So we're going to just take the weight or a block out in front of us. Firm up the core muscles. Go back for one. Go right for one. Twist to the right. Twist left. And come forward. Inhale back. Twist right. Twist left. And exhale forward. Inhale, come back. Right. Left. And forward. Cycle 5. Left. Right. And forward. 6. Left. Right. And forward. 7. Left. Right. And forward. 8. Left. Right. And forward. 9. Left. Right. And forward. 10. 10 and 10. Let's go 11. 11 and 11. Final round. 12. 12 and 12. And come back to center and release the weight. You can bring the feet back underneath the knees or stretch the feet forward into the room. And since we've got the core nice and warmed up, we're going to do a reverse plank now just to finish off our core work. So really make sure we have the shoulders well aligned, feet underneath the knees or stretching forward, and lift the body away from the chair in reverse plank. And let's release back onto the chair. And just let the knees sway from side to side. Come to seated mountain. Close the eyes and take a nice deep breath in. And sigh it out. So now let's do a bit of standing work. Just to balance out our practice. So come to standing behind our chair or facing the chair. And let's begin our work facing the seat of the chair. Come to standing mountain. Open the palms forward to bring the shoulder blades into position on the back. Breathe here. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, forward fold towards the chair, grasping the edge of the chair with the hands, breathing here. Bend the knees slightly, firm up the belly, draw the upper thighs. So draw this area right here. Think of that area drawing back as the top of the head stretches forward. And breathe here. Inhale and exhale. The head towards the chair. You can rest the elbows on the chair if that's available to you. Inhale, exhale here. And if you're feeling a lot of strain in the lower back, bend the knees. And let's inhale, come back up to a flat back. Breathe here and let's step the left foot in towards the chair. So bring the shin right up so it's in contact with the edge of this chair and step the left foot well back. We're going to begin our work here on the toes in a runner's lunge pose. So use the first part of this pose where we're supported with the chair to find stability. Work to think of the right and left thighs scissor together to give strength using to find strength, and then maybe come up onto the thigh. Lift, perhaps see if one arm will lift and maybe both arms. Release the hands onto the chair and now straighten that front leg and then draw that front knee in towards the chair. So we're just going to lengthen and then straighten, or bend and then straighten the front leg to bring some stretch into the muscle of the leg and strengthen them. The next time you come to that straight front leg, step both feet back to meet towards the back of the mat. Stretch, bend the knees, stretch the body out, stretch the head towards the chair, draw the upper thighs back and in, and breathe here. So our chair, down dog, forming a V with the body. And now step the left foot in towards the chair. I'm sorry, step the right. We had the left knee forward. Now it's the right knee forward. You can work the left foot back as far as you're comfortable with. Use the chair to stabilize and come up onto the thigh, lifting one or both arms. Release the hands onto the chair. Step both feet back to meet towards the back of the mat. Lengthen the body out in our chair version of down dog. Now, this time we're going to turn the right toes out and keep the right foot on the floor while we step the left leg in, again, the shin, coming to the edge of the chair and come up into warrior one. So coming to warrior one, those core muscles we worked on in doing our crunches, firm them up, bring them, activate them in the same way. So the top layer, the transverse, abdominals and the obliques, they're all stabilizing our core, and either reach the hands up or support yourself with the chair to come into warrior one. Breathe here. Exhale, the hand onto the chair. Lift the back heel, step the feet back to meet. Breathe here. Now turn the left toes out. The right shin comes in to touch the chair. Inhale, come up, draw the heel down. And think about lifting the legs overhead to come into warrior one on this side. Breathe here. Release the hands onto the back of the chair. Lift the back heel. Step back to chair down dog. Now, for those of you that feel comfortable doing plank, find the distance. You can take the feet, the further you take the feet back, the more challenging this is going to be. So find that distance that's appropriate for you and bring the body forward, trying to bring the body into a straight line, using the core muscles, almost like the core muscles represent a plank underneath the small front body that's supporting you. Inhale, lift away from the chair using the strength of the core muscles to draw you back into chair down dog. And let's come forward to plank more time. Inhale, lift the belly to come back. Walk the feet in towards the chair. Bend the knees and fold towards the chair, perhaps bringing the elbows onto the chair. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale back to heart center. And we'll end our standing practice with tree pose. So either coming to the wall or using the back of the chair for support, or for those of you who can do tree without any support, stepping away from the chair. So remember, lift the heel, open the leg coming onto the ankle, up onto the calf, or perhaps onto the inner thigh. Bring the hands to heart center. Find a focal point that's not moving. So not the other students, not me, and open the hands. Release the leg and just see, find your balance. And release the right foot onto the floor. Let's switch our chair. So pressing our chair side foot into the floor, lift the heel. Heel comes to the ankle, up onto the calf, or if it's available, to the inner thigh. Bring the hands to heart center. Open the branches of our tree. Breathe here. Hands return to heart center. Release the leg. And then just see if we can balance. Release both hands and let's come back to seated. Coming to seated. Return to our seated mountain pose. Let the breath just settle down if it's become a bit irregular from the work, from the standing work. Take a drink and do any of those things that you normally do to prepare yourself for final relaxation. Deepening the breath, or beginning to relax the breath, taking a drink, adding extra clothing, blankets, whatever you need to stay comfortable during our final relaxation. Taking a nice deep breath in, and then allow yourself to move towards the back of the chair. So bring the seat as back close to the back of the seat of the chair as you can. Stacking the spine, the back of the chair helping you with alignment rather than sort of being a support for the spine. Find the most comfortable position that you can for the legs. The legs might be slightly apart, and the toes might be, again, facing out, or just find the space where you can bring maximum relaxation to the legs in final relaxation. So play around a bit with different spots. Again, play around with different placement of the hands. Try resting the hands on the thighs, both with the palms down or the palms opening, or the palms open and upward facing. And perhaps you might notice a difference in your ability to relax depending on the orientation of the palms, and perhaps not. Breathe here. Close the eyes. And let the breath slow right down. Let the breath become more shallow. And then begin to relax the muscles. Beginning with the toes of the right foot. Let the toes of the right foot relax. Let the arches of the right foot relax. Let the heel of the right foot relax. Let the right leg relax completely. Let the right hip relax, the right glutes, the right side of the trunk. The right shoulder, the right elbow, the right wrist, and the right hand. Trace back along the arms from the right finger to the right side of the neck, letting the right side of the neck relax, the right side of the head, the right side of the face, the right jaw, the right chin. Move to the left side of the body at the chin. Let the left jaw relax, the left ear relax, the left side of the head relax, the left side of the neck, the left shoulder and the left collarbone, the left arm, the left elbow, the left wrist, the left hand, and the left fingers. Trace back up the arm from the left fingers to the left shoulder and allow the left side of the trunk to relax. The left glutes, the left hip, the left leg, the left ankle, the left heel, the left arch of the foot, the left toes. Allowing the whole body to completely relax. Having relaxed the breath, relaxed the body. Now, relax the mind. Allowing the mind even the briefest respite from the jumble of thoughts that can keep the mind busy all the time. And narrow the focus of the mind to following the breath in and out of the body. Now begin to deepen the breath Bring some movement back to the body. Slide yourself forward towards the front of your chair. Continue to deepen the breath. Give the body a quick scan and just observe what the effect of your practice has been today. And think back to perhaps any intentions you set for your practice today. Bring the hands together at heart center. Thank yourself for making time for this practice today. Thank each other for sharing your practice. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. Namaste.
Well, happy Halloween.